Hey, what's up guys? It's Jacob here from Unlittle Me, and I don't know, I thought I'd just do a little bit of a video off the cusp here. Down here at Kings Park in Perth with my best mate Tammy, and I just want to talk about how can we actually confront our fears to begin with. A lot of us have this kind of issue with trying to confront our fears, and it doesn't really work out for us. We end up retreating back behind the fear barrier, and it always seems to hold us in our place. And the reason why I bring up this subject of facing our fears and how we can confront them is because it's a very, very important aspect of getting over our anxiety issues or trying to stay ahead of it. As we all know, when we are at the mercy of anxiety, we are, at the mercy of our subconscious mind, basically, and we are essentially below our thoughts. We feel constrained by our thoughts and the emotions we feel in the moment, and we are not above them. And to be above those thoughts, to be ahead, and when I say above the thoughts, I mean being ahead of the anxiety. And this is all about kind of leading yourself and confronting your fears to stay ahead. Okay, so first of all, I'd like to say you need to first start identifying what you are afraid of. Okay, and once you start identifying what you're afraid of, you need to go ahead and you need to confront that fear. Now, don't do this without a plan, okay? Because if you do this without a plan, you are going to be less prepared to backwards rationalize against the fears of the moment, okay? And you're going to be more in a position to actually be at the mercy of the anxious experience. Okay, so first of all, you need to go into it with a plan. Okay, and I'll give you my example here as well. I have this fear of exerting myself, and I think I picked up this fear from when I was going to the gym. And I was going to the gym and I was lifting a lot, and this one day I had a really stressful day at work, and I was doing my last set of triceps, and I just absolutely obliterated myself in the gym that day, and I think I went a little bit too hard, and I just didn't feel right. Something didn't feel right. I think I overtrained myself, and I just felt kind of like, dizzy, kind of really, really high heart rate, and then long story short, I ended up having a panic attack in the hospital. Really traumatic experience. It really, really, really traumatized me. And that was back in November of 2014. After that, I was left quite traumatized by the experience, and I felt bound by my fears. I felt below my thoughts. I felt constrained by my thoughts, and it wasn't for a long, long time that I needed to start working at exerting myself again, because every single time I started to exert myself, I'd feel my heart rate climb. I would feel the physical sensations that you would, I guess, kind of normally feel when you exercise. You know how with exercise, when you have the high heart rate, the breathlessness, it's all the exact same stuff as panic attacks. It all mimics each other. Okay, and this is just my example. So maybe kind of recently, maybe in the last 6 months or so, I've tried to make an effort to get back in the gym kind of thing. Not a full 100% effort into it, but I have also made an effort into actually becoming more fit in different various aspects. Okay, so there's this experience I had at the gym when I was actually working out with my good friend Tammy, who's actually recording right now, and we just had this we just had this. We were in the gym, we were working out, and I went in the gym prepared. Okay, and this is what I'm talking about. I went in with a plan. Okay, a plan in the back of my mind. Okay, this could kind of work out kind of synonymously with, with if we have things running in the back of our mind that aren't helping us, then that's going to allow the anxiety to go and to affect us more. Okay, but if we go in with something in the back of our minds that's going to help us, then that's where the game changes. That is where you can confront your fear while being prepared and confront your fear more appropriately. Okay, so I went into the gym with Tammy and we're working out, and I went with a plan that I'm going to be very focused. I'm going to be very, very self-aware. I'm going to focus on how I'm feeling, but not in a negative light, in more in the light that I'm observing what's happening to my body. How is my body reacting to the demands I'm placing upon it, okay? And the more I was able to work out, for example, I was doing chest presses, and I was observing the way that was making me feel, okay? And every time I finished a set of chest presses, I would get that kind of feeling of, oh, I'm feeling a little bit dizzy, a little bit increased heart rate, but I straight away observed what that was doing to my body, and then I backwards rationalized, okay? I rationalized against the fear inside myself when I was exerting myself, okay? And I understand that it's not just fear. I know we all experience these problems very physically, and I know that that's difficult to get over. However, it's always good to actually feel what you're feeling physically, observe what you're feeling physically, and rationalize why this feels good. Rationalize why this is beneficial to you. Rationalize why this is going to allow you to make positive changes, okay? And this is what I did. I went into the gym with that plan, okay? I could have gone two ways about it, okay? Lots of people say, confront your fears, get over your fears, pass that fear barrier, get through it, right? And just do it, right? But what these people are saying is they're not really accounting for the fact that when you go through these barriers of fear, right? When you actually put yourself out there and confront your fears, they're not talking about confronting those fears with a plan. And that's the big problem there, okay? Because when we confront our fears without a plan, we end up becoming overwhelmed by the experience, okay? When we just put ourselves out there and just confront the fear like a boss, not really like a boss because it's not smart to do that, you're actually going to become overwhelmed by the fear, and you're not going to be able to have any you won't have any rationality inside yourself to say, look, this is why I shouldn't fear this. All those sorts of logical things to go against those negative, fearful thoughts, okay? So when you go and confront your fears with a plan, being self-aware, being focused on how your body is reacting to the situation, you have that running script in the back of your mind, which is good for you, which is beneficial for you. And when you go in there with that running in the back of your mind, okay, you've got this sort of loop of being focused and zoned in on yourself. You keep repeating that until this shit becomes automatic, okay? Until you ingrain this inside yourself, and so that you don't have to focus and go in to the situation with a plan anymore. Instead, it becomes automatic, and you've conditioned yourself into the experience where you are not fearful naturally, where you become a natural, where your best self comes out, okay? And this can apply to all sorts of various different aspects of life. This happens in various aspects of life, and not just with my fear with exerting myself, but It could be the fear when you're trying to approach a girl. It could be the fear of getting into an airplane. You know, it could be the fear of skydiving, or simply just a fear of backflips like Tammy. Yeah, whatever it may be. You know, you apply this to your life, you will get phenomenal results. Okay, and really just make sure you're going in there focused, self-aware, with a plan. And what I mean by having a plan, I mean, you know, being self-aware. I mean observing how you feel in the moment and going in there with a plan each and every single time. Peace out, guys. Catch you around.